everyone, how's it going? I'm DK.
I'm Rizzo.
And I'm Zero, and today in Anime Reaction Watch episode 5 of Drifters.
If you want to check out our reaction to the 5th episode of Drifters, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comment section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga. Don't forget to like and share our videos.
And thanks for watching.
So on this episode of Drifters,
We finally make sense of that episode preview.
Should be
power of
whack, yo.
Nice.
the power of shit.
Mm-hmm. Very, very powerful indeed. The monkey yell.
The monkey yell.
Okay, well, we don't get the bring back love part yet. Oh, wait, no. The wise and shit.
Yeah,
Never mind.
the elves. What the female elves?
Well, there you go.
And then the name that Nobunaga comes up with for Octoberist that he messes up. What was it? Boob something.
Booby new.
Yeah, Booby knew. Anyway, this was a really awesome episode. Basically, so they let the soldiers march into the abandoned town. They had put shit in the well so that the water was undrinkable.
Well, unusable, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't wash yourself in it, you can't drink it, you can't really purify it. I mean, they probably wouldn't have purification there anyway.
They sacrificed the village.
Yeah.
To make an awesome trap.
Yeah, basically, but yeah, so they let them all in. They had just basically destroyed the well at that point. And then they send in Toyohisa to ambush them and make all of the soldiers follow him. And then they run in with a bunch of fence posts and boards to make a
Like a barricade?
Yeah, barricade. And then shoot with arrows because elves are natural archers.
So much so that they've been prohibited from even touching bows and arrows.
But Yoichi is number 1.
Yoichi is number 1. If we've learned anything,
Yoichi is number 1.
Bow to your sensei. Do not question his authority.
And I mean that actually goes to all 3 of these characters. I mean, Nobunaga literally dug into the grimiest pit of, part of the barrel of strategies and came out with literally shit. And worked with it.
But as we learned before the battle really started, it is entirely logical.
Yep.
And as he put it, a much more better use for the bodies of the deceased than just leaving them there.
well, yeah, we learned that he's basically putting the bodies and shit and piss into a pit to fester so that they can harvest saltpeter. So that they can eventually make gunpowder. Or black powder, I should say.
As he calls it, but yeah.
Well,
I
black
you're
powder
right,
and
you're
gunpowder are different things.
One's black powder's less refined, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, it's
very smart.
Extremely smart. Yeah.
but yeah, that's...
We get an awesome fight scene. The elves end up setting fire to their own village.
With a nice barrage of fire arrows.
Yep. And then
we're not gonna live in this village anymore. We're taking that castle.
Yep.
Right? And then they mow the soldiers down with shit arrows.
Gives me a nice power fantasy about what to do with our current landlords. Burn this place down, move into a better house. I need help.
Anyway.
Yes, you do. Anyway, so then they funnel them off to an area for the soldiers to escape into with Toyohisa just lying in wait.
Just the grin on his face. He knows he's going to collect his heads.
There was a part with Nobunaga mentioning that Toyohisa had waited for the perfect moment Which, I mean, Toyohisa wasn't exactly in the greatest location, but it was the perfect moment to deorganize that military unit, which I think is what he was getting at. Toyohisa was in a horrible location for that because he literally had to run through the entire army to get to the leader. But...
Oh, at least taking some heads with me.
Right.
But it's Toyohisa we're talking about here.
Pretty much.
I mean, the man with the battle cry of a monkey, not a human.
Yeah.
Again,
That was pretty interesting.
Again, everything in last week's preview made perfect sense.
Yep.
So, yeah, major props.
So they very much defeat the rest of the army.
Well, they let a lot of them escape into the woods where Yoichi and probably the best archers out of the group are lying in wait. They also dug basically bungee pits.
Again, covered with feces.
Of course.
Because, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's kind of actually standard practice for those kind of pits.
That's true, yeah.
Because the ones here were deeper than you would actually normally find, and they had like bigger pieces of wood in them.
Yeah.
Normally it'd be like bamboo that's sharpened enough to go through boots, but it's covered usually in shit.
Yeah, and infection is more the goal, not impalement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but the impalement's pretty nice too.
yes.
But the elves were like, yes, we took the city.
We took the village back.
But Toyohisa's like, we're not done.
Remember the plan.
Yeah.
We're taking the castle.
Yeah, we're not stopping until we what was it? Follow your enemies until you destroy the root of their power.
And obviously, Toyohisa has no idea how he's gonna do this. So Nobunaga's like, let me go back into this barrel real quick and let me pull another strategy out.
Everybody dressed in the enemy's armor.
Nice.
And we'll pretend to be a detachment from the unit and get them to open the gates, and we'll walk right in.
That'll never work.
So they did, and it worked.
Perfectly.
Totally.
Well, it comes down to the humans of this world really, I guess, underestimating the demi-humans.
Yeah,
and they also
that's
didn't know that the drifters were working with them too.
I think that they underestimate, the drifters in general. And I think that the drifters aren't supposed to team up with anybody. I think that's kind of what.
Well, usually the drifters are scattered and then kind of monitored by the Octoberists, or just kind of die on their own.
Yeah.
Or just live on their own, whatever.
Because they can't really talk to anybody, so.
But now that they're getting organized and working with demi-humans and all, start something big for sure.
Orte is fucked.
Orte is fucked royally.
Oh, speaking of being fucked royally.
Shit. Here we go.
So Toyohisa and some of the elves run up the tower to go free the females. And we get a little bit kind of before they walk into the room that the female elves are being held in, where Toyohisa stops one of the elves from killing a guy who gave himself up. And so we get this kind of like honor before reason type thing going on. Like, I mean, it is good to not kill people who have surrendered, but then he walks into the room and discovers that all the guards in the castle have been raping the female elves.
As a matter of routine.
As a matter of routine.
So, yeah, Toyohisa immediately takes back what he said, and the episode ends on him getting ready to draw his blade and another promise of wholesale slaughter.
Yeah, well, yeah, it basically comes down to what Toyohisa considers to be true evil.
Yeah, so as if he wasn't crazy enough, now we throw righteous indignation into the mix.
Indeed.
Yeah, the kingdom of Orte is fucked.
That, the leader.
Nice turnaround, actually.
The leader guy who went to go meet the incoming troops to report. I'm surprised they didn't just take his head.
Wait for it.
But Toyohisa, like, I'm pretty sure that guy shit his pants. Like,
Well, good.
Well, not only that, Nobunaga basically told the guy to his face that they were going to kill him.
Yeah, he just wants to let him watch the destruction of his kingdom first. And good that he shit his pants, all the better to make saltpeter with.
now you want that in the body.
There's still plenty in there.
But yeah, I mean, next episode, I wouldn't let him die. I would torture him otherwise, because that's
Actually, I mean, I would probably torture a lot of those guys before I killed them, to be honest.
I want to see, actually what Toyohisa does, because, yeah, as pissed off as he is, he very well may.
because I mean,
Very true.
you can only be so nice to people who are inhuman,
It'll only be so nice, yeah. I was just gonna kill you quickly.
right?
Well, that's nice for Toyohisa.
Because like that just, oh god.
Now we get to see his human side. We had the savage war monkey side. Now we get to see his human side when he's pissed off for a good reason.
I'm just saying. I mean, he could still behead him. It's just the other head.
Ah.
Therian Greyjoy.
Oh. Nice reference. Oh, man.
I was actually just sitting there silent thinking about which character that was.
Which, yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally would. Like, straight up. That's part of the torture.
Yep.
Yeah, well, there we go. Another awesome episode in store for next week.
Indeed.
That's sweet.
This show just keeps getting better and better, to be honest.
Right?
Like, it's I can't say it's definitely like my number one of the season, but it's definitely up there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's as you said, it's a goregasm.
Yeah, it's pure
It's
gore
Gorn.
porn.
It's pure Gorn.
Yep. And it's absolutely amazing. The author, similar with Hellsing,
He just does Gorn so well.
he does Gorn so well, and I think that this is a very nice story. It's
Yeah, even if kind of the same logic with fan service, even if you take out the Gorn, it's still awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like if you had it just where they were defeating their enemies more humanely, I guess, like Gate,
like 8. Okay.
like where you knew that they were killing a bunch of people, but it wasn't like Gorn.
It's more realistic tactics
Yeah.
kind of at play there.
Well, I mean, these are realistic tactics too.
Yep.
But
But these battles are a little bit more like epic than the battles in Gate.
yeah.
So it has, these battles have more of an epic feel, especially with the Gorn and like just say, the awesome like shots, like say with Nobunaga and the barricade and all this stuff. There's less of an emphasis on that in Gate.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, if you dialed back the gore so much,
Yeah, it's still.
I mean, this would still be a fantastic series.
Nope.
It's very well written, I think.
very well done. But at the end of the episode, you mentioned that
Oh yeah, so Funimation announced the English cast for it. Actually, the dub comes out, tomorrow for us. I don't know exactly
As of the
when this
recording.
episode's going up. But Sunday, November 6th.
Yep.
And so they actually got a pretty good English cast together. But the main three, Toyohisa is going to be voiced by Josh Grelle. He does a lot of voices, but the one that I always remember from him is Akihisa in Baka and Test.
Great dub, by the way.
Yeah.
we also got Robert McCullum as Oda Nobunaga.
And I know he does a lot of voices too, but I don't really watch the series that he does. And then Yoichi is going to be voiced by Justin Briner, who is a newer voice actor. He did Deku in Boku no Hero Academia, and he also did Quinther in Heavy Object. I actually really like him as a voice actor too. I like all the characters I've seen him do. So
It's another addition to that that bountiful crop of Funimation voice talent.
yeah.
But I mean, we have plenty of other talents.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot that you've that you see a lot of good voice actors.
A lot of familiar
J.
names,
Michael
too.
Tatum,
Christopher Sabat,
Chris Patton, Jeremy Schwartz,
Colin Klinkenbeard.
Monica Rial. Yeah, a lot of familiar names. And some of the smaller and some of the more supporting roles too. So
we will.
cast.
I'm looking forward to listening to that, to watching that,
Yeah. So
seeing how well that does.
yeah,
But yeah,
because remember, we're not we're not what's the
we're
word?
not biased.
Yeah, we're not biased against
we're neither dubmarines nor submarines.
exactly.
That's it.
Actually, just I guess a little quick aside from the actual episode discussion, I view dubs as another facet of the series that you can like, because I watch both, and oftentimes I'll watch especially with the more recent trend of doing the broadcast dubs, I'll watch the sub, and then a few weeks later when the broadcast dub comes out, I'll watch that too. Because I like seeing how differently they decided to go about it, and especially with how the newer dubs are a lot better than older dubs.
Well, especially with Funimation doing simulcast and then broadcast dubs after the episodes hit the air in Japan, even. Whereas before you had to wait months or years for an English dub.
Yeah, and
it makes it much easier to watch.
And then it was always, voice actors picked from a very small crop.
But nowadays, there are a lot of actors specifically for anime.
Yeah.
So which is awesome.
Specifically,
And then also since Funimation, has the deal with Crunchyroll, so they're doing a lot of Crunchyroll titles too. So Crunchyroll handles the subtitle stuff, and then Funimation handles the dubs, which is awesome. I think that's about it.
I think so, yeah.
So let us know what you thought of anime, what you thought of our reaction in the comment section below.
Yep, thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't.
But that's going to do it for this episode of Anime Reaction. As always, I'm DK.
I'm Zero.
And I'm Rizzo.
See you next time.
And go ahead and click on my face to go to our Otaku Saga Talks podcast about our first impressions, fall 2016, part 1.
Click on my face to check out OS Gaming, our gaming channel.
And go ahead and click on the waifu if you'd like to subscribe to Otaku Saga and check out our new and improved Patreon page. Ding.